we didn't really talk about estradiol. I can talk a little bit about that. It's an estrogen, and estrogen and progesterone together work to give females secondary sex characteristics, and also to help with maintaining a pregnancy. Okay, so progesterone is one of the estrogens that serves to regulate the female reproductive cycle. And then they also put on here RU486, and RU486 is actually called, it's not progesterone, that's sort of what it looks like here, but what it is it is a synthetic drug called mifepristone. Mifepristone. Okay, and what it is it has the same four-ring structure as progesterone, and it fakes the body out by binding to the progesterone binding site. And the purpose of progesterone is to prepare the uterus to receive a fertilized egg. And so the mifepristone will bind better to this enzyme, which starts this whole process of preparing the uterus, but it doesn't prepare the uterus. So what it does is it serves to block the progesterone from the binding sites. So here's an example of structure function, where this drug has been designed to have the same structure, but it binds, but it doesn't cause the same effect. Okay, and so then the fertilized egg, it does not have a good environment to be in, and it causes that to be aborted. So anyway, just so you know, it is not progesterone. It's something that has been synthetically designed to bind at the place where progesterone should bind. Okay. Let me see, what else can we talk about here. Let's look down through her. Okay, how about cortisol and cortisone? Let me see, I think that's what I have next. Cortisol. Oops. Cortisol. Here we go. Cortisol, where is it? Cortisol. Here we go. Cortisone, corticosterone, cortisol, they're all another class of steroids. And this particular class of steroids is the class of steroids that they're called glucocorticoid. Okay, that's the class of this type of steroids. This type of steroid is a catabolic steroid. Instead of an anabolic steroid. The anabolic steroids, build up muscle mass and whatnot. Catabolic steroids are released from the adrenal glands, which are little glands on top of your kidneys, and help. The purpose of them is to help break down fats, sugars, and proteins, for that matter. Okay, that's the body's main purpose of these cortisone type or cortisol type steroids. They're catabolic steroids. Okay, that's catabolic, CATABOLIC, and the purpose of them is to help your body get ready for times of stress. Like if you're going to be exerting yourself because of stress, goes back to that fight or flight mechanism. It just is going to release, these biomolecules so that you can get energy quick if you need it. All right. And so, however, there's a secondary effect other than that, and that is that these particular steroids are actually good anti-inflammatory agents. Okay, anti-inflammatory agents. All right, we've talked about anti-inflammatory agents before when we were talking about the analgesics like aspirin, ibuprofen, and whatnot. And remember, those other anti-inflammatory agents were available over the counter. But you can get cortisone cream over the counter, but as soon as you start taking some of these types of glucocorticoid type steroids, you have to take them under a doctor's care because they really have a lot of metabolic effects other than anti-inflammatory, and they can really, they're very dangerous, they're very necessary if you need extreme anti-inflammatory effect. For example, if you have extreme asthma, or you have a brain tumor and you have brain swelling, or you have real bad arthritis, something like that. In that case, you would be prescribed these anti-inflammatory agents by a doctor. So the cortisone and the corticosterone are naturally occurring, but they can also be prescribed as medication. And the prednisone is not naturally occurring. It's a derivative of cortisone. It's been chemically modified. See if you can find the change. Okay, it's a one little simple change right here. It's got a double bond right here on this on this A carbon, but it's a common steroid that's prescribed by doctors in situations where you need a lot of anti-inflammatory. Okay, so there's the main biological function is to help break down sugars, fats, and protein when you have to very quickly have energy for a stressful situation. But the secondary effect is that they serve as anti-inflammatory agents. So there's one biological function, this function, the catabolic function, and then there's the secondary medicinal function, which is to reduce anti-inflammatory. But just one note, a lot of times one of the side effects of taking these steroids is weight gain or fat deposits in strange parts of your body, like your neck, your face, your back, things like that. It's just because that's because of this catabolic effect. It's trying to get your body ready, and it's putting these fats out into your bloodstream so that they can, go to the cells to be used. But then they don't need to be used because really the reason why you're taking this is for anti-inflammatory reasons. And so then you're not burning up that fat, and then it gets deposited in different places of your body. So it gets fat on the move, and then it gets deposited in different places. That's why a lot of times people who are on steroids, they say on steroids, it's really this type of steroid causes weight gain. Because of this part. That's an unpleasant side effect of having to take these steroids. But if you don't have a choice, you have to take them for these anti-inflammatory reasons. Okay, so that's all I wanted to tell you about steroids. It's a real interesting class of compounds, but I hope now here at the end you understand what they are, that they're defined by their 4-carbon structure. They have lots and lots of different functions within the body, both just naturally biochemically, and then there's a large class of drugs considered steroids, but they have all, several different uses, different drug uses, depending on which type of a steroid it is.